You're probably standing in your basement, looking at that little square of concrete that's supposed to keep your house from flooding, and wondering if you should spend your hard-earned cash on a whole new sewage pump system or just patch things up with a cheap replacement. It's a real headache because a bad buy can mean a pump that sputters on a rainy night, a costly repair call, or even water damage that ends up costing more than the pump itself. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What I'm about to walk through is exactly the kind of thing you need to hear before you click add to cart. Is this Liberty Pump's pre-assembled Simplex system the right fit for your home, or is it a nice-looking piece of hardware that won't solve the problems you're facing? First off, let's talk about the kind of situation where a pre-assembled half-a-horsepower Simplex unit makes sense. The Liberty P382LE51/A2i comes as a whole kit, a 24 by 24 inch shallow basin, a 41-gallon pump chamber, a 10-foot power cord, and a wireless NightEye alarm that lets you know when the pump's running without having to crawl down into the pit. That's a lot of convenience for someone who isn't a seasoned plumber. If you're a homeowner who has a modest-sized sewage pit, think a typical single-family home that's been using a standard gravity-driven system for years and you've had enough of the occasional backup, this is the kind of plug-and-play solution that cuts down on installation time. The fact that the pump is pre-mounted on a shallow basin means you don't have to cut a deep trench or pour a concrete base. You just lower the unit into your existing pit, hook up the discharge pipe, and you're ready to go. Now, that convenience does come with trade-offs. The basin is shallow, which is great for fitting into tight crawl spaces, but it also means the pump sits closer to the surface of any wastewater that enters. In homes where you have a lot of solid waste, like a larger family or a household that runs a washing machine and dishwasher simultaneously, you might see the pump cycle more often because the 41-gallon capacity fills up quicker. The longer pump cycles are designed to extend pump life, which is a plus, but the reality is you'll hear the pump kick in more frequently if your water usage spikes. That can be a nuisance if your nighttime routine is already sensitive to any hum from your HVAC system. The NightEye alarm is wireless and can be set to flash or beep, but you still have to decide whether you want a notification on your phone or a visual cue in the basement. If you're the type who prefers a quiet night and doesn't want a constant reminder that your sewage system is working, you might need to adjust the alarm thresholds or simply turn it off after you've confirmed it's running smoothly. One of the biggest practical strengths of this Liberty unit is the pre-mounted alarm float. Many pump kits require you to buy a separate float switch or wire one yourself, which adds both cost and the chance of an installation error. Here, the float is already calibrated and wired to the NightEye transmitter, so you get a ready Togo alert system right out of the box. In real-world use, that means if you're away on a weekend trip and a sudden rainstorm forces the sewage system to work harder, you'll get a text or app notification that the pump is cycling. That early warning can save you from a backup that would otherwise go unnoticed until you step into a flooded hallway. The 3-year warranty that Liberty backs it with also gives you a safety net if the motor does fail prematurely, something you rarely get with the cheapest generic pumps. On the flip side, the system isn't a universal fit for every basement layout. The 2-inch discharge pipe is standard, but if your home was built with a larger pipe diameter, you'll need an adapter, which adds a small extra cost and a bit more work. Also, the 10-foot cord, while long enough for most setups, can be limiting if your power source is farther away or if you need to route the cord through a conduit that adds length. You'll end up either extending the cord with a heavy-duty extension, which some electricians advise against for pump motors, or relocating the outlet, both options that could push your DIY budget higher than you expected. Who should definitely consider this unit? If you have a small to medium-sized pit, you're comfortable doing a straightforward lift-in-place installation, and you value the peace of mind that comes with a wireless alarm, this Liberty pump is a solid middle-ground choice. It's especially attractive for first-time homeowners who are not ready to call a plumber for a custom system, or for renters who need a portable, pre-assembled pump that can be removed when they move out. The 3-year warranty adds a layer of confidence that you won't have to scramble for a replacement motor the moment it sputters. Who